Welcome to the Richmond Art Gallery. My name is Melanie Devoy, and I'm the Art Gallery Educator. Today, we're going to learn about art, play some movement games, and learn some fun figure drawing techniques. This exhibition is called In Action and is by the artist Bynh Fernandes. Now, a clue as to what the art is about comes from the title of the exhibition, In Action. So, in action means to move, and inaction means to do nothing. So today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on action. Artists like Bynh Fernandes are challenging our idea of what art is or what art can be. He's a former dancer who now brings the world of dance into the art gallery with exhibitions such as this one. In his art, he creates sculptures like these that dancers interact with, and it is the combination of the sculptures and the movement or action that is the art. The sculptures he's created are actually intended to look like playground equipment, and this is to encourage us to think about the way that humans come together in play. Working together is a major theme in his art, and here we can see Bynh working with the dancers via Zoom to practice their performance. In March, you'll be able to come to the gallery and actually see the dancers perform in person. Brendan's art draws inspiration from playground games, so we're going to start today by playing some games of our own. Now, this is not just for the kids, it's for the adults too. These are group activities, so I want everyone to get involved. Now, the first game we're going to play is called Shapes. This comes from 3 of Brendan's sculptures: circle, square, and triangle. Now, how it works is one person calls out a shape, and everyone else has to somehow make that shape with their bodies. For example, if someone calls out circle, you could make a small circle, you could make a medium circle, or you could combine with one of your family members to make a really big circle. Now, the one trick is, though, that you can only do a pose once. So the next time that shape gets called, you have to use your imagination and come up with a different way to make that shape. So pause the video here and try playing this game for about 5 minutes. The next game we're going to play is called Statues. It's probably one of my favorite games. And we are in an art gallery after all. So how it works is one person plays the night security guard at an art gallery, and everyone else is a statue that comes to life. You will move, but the guard will try to catch you moving. So when the guard looks at you, you need to freeze in your pose. If the guard catches you moving, you're out. Now, the last statue standing wins the game. So pause the video here and take turns until everyone has had a chance to play the guard. Now we're going to take statues to the next level. Statues plus sculptures. In the In Action exhibition, Bynh Fernandes has designed these sculptures for the dancers to interact with, to create more challenging poses. Since you don't have sculptures at home, get creative. You could use a chair, a box, or another piece of furniture, whatever you have at hand. Move 1 or 2 items into the center of the room, and as you do your poses, you can use these pieces of furniture or sculptures to help support different parts of your body, kind of to move your statue game to the next level. Here's an example of dancers doing poses to give you some inspiration. Also think about how you can overturn the furniture, like a chair on its side, to give you some different options. Now grab some furniture, pause the video, and give it a try. Now that we've had a chance to warm up and try different poses, we're going to try drawing these poses. I'm going to show you a few different techniques for drawing the figure, and then you can take turns posing and drawing. In order to draw the figure, we're going to divide it into different parts. The first is the line of action. This is a line that runs from the head to the toe, or the arm to the toe, and sometimes there's more than one line of action. Now let's look at the structure of the body. The body is made up of the head, the torso, and the hips. And you can draw these by adding ovals and rounded rectangles. Next, we draw a dot at each of our joints. So the shoulders, elbows, and wrists for our arms, and our hips, knees, and ankles for our legs. To draw the arms and legs, we're going to pretend that we're stretching a rubber band around the dots of our joints. When we take away the photo, we can see that our drawing has captured the pose of the dancer. Now let's try putting it all together. Start with your line of action. Now add the head, torso, and hips. Add the joints at the shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. Next, draw the rubber bands to create the arms and legs. And finally, you can add an outline to your drawing, adding all those details like the hands, feet, hair, and face. Now ask your model to try a new pose. Grab a new sheet of paper or flip it over and draw on the back. For this pose, I'm going to draw a second line of action. When drawing the torso, I'm actually going to place it behind the head as she's actually looking down. Because her legs are crossed, my rubber bands are actually going to overlap when I'm drawing her legs. And finally, finish off your drawing by doing the outline. You can experiment with different drawing tools. So for this drawing, I'm going to use a blue pencil crayon for the structure and then switch to pencil for my outline. What I like about using colored pencils is that I can draw very lightly and go over my lines to adjust my shapes. I sometimes find it helpful to connect the dots before adding my rubber bands. Our legs are widest at the top where our hips are, and they get narrower the closer we get to our ankles. So when you're adding your rubber bands, remember to make the rubber bands smaller when you are approaching your knee and your ankle. The same goes for our arms. So our rubber bands will be wider at the shoulder and narrower at the wrist. Now that my structure is done, I'm going to switch to pencil to do the outline of my dancer. Remember to keep looking at the person who is posing, so you can add details like the neck, hands, and feet. And don't forget, the most important rule with figure drawing, as well as any kind of art, is to have fun. So just enjoy doing your drawings. Don't worry what they look like. Have fun posing, taking turns, making drawings, and trying something new. Thank you so much for joining us today at the Richmond Art Gallery. I hope you had fun, and I hope you learned something new. Bye for now.